Trump made some racist comments about Ilhan Omar? No kidding. Trump?
Harris is so extreme and unhinged that she has even declared the terms illegal alien and radical Islamic terrorism to be forbidden and unacceptable. You're not allowed to use those terms, but that's what it is. Some of it. If she's elected, she will...
I know that conservatives aren't really big on the introspection thing, but does it ever give you guys pause that your media figures, anytime behavior is criticized, they immediately jump to, we're not allowed to do this anymore? Like, what Kamala Harris obviously said was, these are racist terms or something like that, but it'll never get reported on in that capacity by the right wing, you know? It's always like, we're being censored, or those are forbidden terms. What are you talking about, man? No one's preventing you from saying it. They're not forbidden or anything. They're just bad, and you know they're bad, and that's why you use them. If you didn't think illegal alien was racist, you wouldn't use it. You would use undocumented immigrant, which is a much more descriptive and factually accurate term. But you don't... Yeah. When they're like, we can't say this anymore, and you're saying it to millions of people. Yeah.
Flood our country with refugees from Hamas-controlled terrorist epicenter in Gaza, the Gaza Strip. She wants to deposit thousands of jihadist sympathizers in Minnesota. You know that. You already have enough.
True.
I mean, how the hell do you have these Congress people elected? Ilhan Omar. No, she went to a speech when I was running. When I was first running, and I, you know, in all fairness, I never did this stuff before I'm running, and this lunatic was in the audience. She started screaming. I said, who the hell is that? And it's the same crazy person that I watch every night. She's nuts, and she gets reelected by not a lot, but she gets reelected. How do you have people like that? I'm telling you, I was making a speech, and we had a lot of people, and she was like there someplace. And she got up and started screaming. I said, that woman is insane. She's crazy. And you know what? She's become like a major voice in Congress. Can you believe it? She's a sick woman, and she's destroying your...
Wait, I'm sorry. What is the... Is he saying that was Ilhan Omar, or is he just saying he saw a shouting lady in a crowd and it reminded him of Ilhan Omar? I kind of lost the plot on that one. Can somebody... What are we talking about?
She's hurting our country. And we shouldn't be electing people like that. They want to turn the Middle East. Remember this. They want to take a look at the Midwest. They want the Midwest to be just like the Middle East. That's what they...
Have you guys seen this, like, laughable... It's been going on for years now, but this ongoing attempt by Trump supporters to pretend they only want to deport illegal immigrants? Like, one of the big talking points right now, like, deport all of them. Donald Trump talks about deporting Ilhan Omar. That's like a common talking point for the MAGA crowd, like deporting U.S. citizens too. Remember the Muslim ban? The Muslim ban wasn't targeted at illegal immigrants. If it was, then it wouldn't have been, there would be illegal immigrants. The ban wouldn't matter. It was targeted at legal immigrants. It's crazy. All the women in the audience, white women tend to come out big for Trump. In 2019, Trump said AOC and Ilhan Omar should go back where they came from. Yeah, the idea that it's just illegal immigrants they want to go after is incredibly easy to debunk if you look at the history of their rhetoric. It's very obviously not the, like, specific immigration status that Republicans care about. It's race. It's obviously race. Like, what, like it's so straightforwardly race. You would have to twist your brain into a pretzel to come to any other conclusion. It's genuinely insane. Well, sure, college-educated anyone disproportionately vote Democrat, but yeah, uneducated white women, you know. And we all know the type. Folks, I don't want to stereotype. I don't want to, you know, you hear these jokes about white women. I've never done a joke about white women, and I never will. However, you know the type, don't you? You know the type. You know the type. I will never get over the right-wing mantra of leftist women being unfuckable. And I'm not suggesting that women's value is based on their fuckability entirely. I think that everyone's value to some extent. You know what I mean? Like, if you're slaying, yeah, I think that ontologically you might be worth a little bit more as a... If you're serving, walking down the street, then a little bit, maybe. Like, we can kind of, like, maybe you're like 6/5. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's something to that. But if you go and you take a look at like any of these student protester rallies or any leftist rally, any like progressive cause or whatever, you take a look, all the hot cosmopolitan chicks that the right wing fawns over, they're in the cities, man. Them cities vote like 88% Democrat. And then you go out into the boonies, Trump country, and it's like, holy shit, man. Am I in Tampa? Because I would not touch any of these people. You know? Yeah, like the Sydney Sweeney thing, like the obsession. They covet what they cannot have. It's crazy. Every attractive person should get 2 votes. I agree. I agree. If you're hot or if you've properly hemmed pants, there, I'm fitting myself in. No, I'm not. I haven't been to the tailor yet. I've got a lot of pants that are not hemmed properly. Hot Chicks for Bernie was the most effective voting group, and we did nothing with it politically. We're going to talk about getting down and dirty with the narrative, but frankly, I really do think that we should get a bit ugly with it. And by a bit ugly with it, I mean a bit pretty with it, okay? We're opening up the MAGA is weird, like can of worms. I'm thinking we should open up. They're kind of ugly too, you know, a little bit. I think we should. I think we should delve into that a little bit, you know? We already do. We already want to, you know? Clearly we want to. I'm very sorry, folks, to people who despise bigoted language or lookist language or ableist language. I'm very sorry, but deep in the core of our minds, there are rooted biological protocols that really just sort of dispose us negatively towards public figures who got busted ass features. And I say we weaponize that just a little bit. You all don't have an issue with this when we say that J.D. Vance looks like, I don't know, the ghost of a Confederate general inhabited the body of a doughy-faced, pastry-loving boy and grew into the most up-looking 30-year-old you've ever seen in your life. You know, nobody minds it when it's directed against people like J.D. Vance. We don't really talk about it with Trump because I think everyone just accepts that once you're like 80 years old, no one should really give a shit. Like, who cares? Like, oh yeah, whatever, you know. Like, past a point, obviously, you're kind of like shooting over the fence.
Their plan is, let's turn the Midwest into the Middle East. I think that's not going to work out. But we do not need a jihad in the United States of America, and we're not going to allow it. We're going to do something about it. We're going to be strong. We're going to be brave. We're going to be smart. We're going to listen to Tom Emmer and Pete and all of the other. You got great people.
Guys, it's just undocumented immigrants. By the way, if you're a different race or religion, you know, you're also a threat to America. Even though right now the Republican Party is in this weird hellish like middle ground where their primary base is Christian evangelicals, but they also now have a Catholic VP, and they have to like they have to like thread that needle. I don't know. A lot of people don't remember this, man. We hated Catholics. It was a huge deal when John F. Kennedy was getting elected because we didn't like the idea of him being subservient to the Pope. You know, we didn't like the idea of a sort of papal emissary, somebody who, because the, you know, evangelicals or Protestants in generally don't have a Pope. There's no pontiff for Protestantism. So the highest authority on earth is, you know, governmental under their doctrine, really, you know. But with Catholics, I mean, obviously it's the Pope. And people were worried that JFK would be sort of beholden to him. The Ku Klux Klan went after Catholics too. I mean, we really didn't like Catholics. Old hate buried, I guess. We? Yeah, we Americans. I guess I shouldn't say we because technically both halves of my family going back are Catholic, you know? I'm quarter Irish, quarter Polish, quarter Irish, quarter German, half Polish. Like every thread of my family goes back to Catholic roots. KKK accused Catholics of secret Jews. Well, in a way, that was kind of what happened with the Nazis as well, because the Nazis went into Poland and they were like, "Yum, gonna get some Jews in Poland," and then they found out that like a bunch of Polish people are blonde-haired, blue-eyed Catholics, a lot of whom actually look more Aryan than many of the ethnic subgroups within Germany, you know? Aren't Ku Klux Klan uniforms stolen from Catholics? It's a coincidence that the pointed hat thing. I don't actually think there's a parallel there. Because keep in mind that like the original Klan hoods were literally like white Southerners. Like, how do I make a hat with eye holes in it as quickly as possible? I'll take a sack of burlap and cut it into a square and then fold it into a cone Like, I don't think it was necessarily like, oh, we're going to like mockingly homage yeah, like a ghost, like, yeah, kind of thing. KKK more likely to be Protestant. Oh, the KKK were all Protestants because they wanted to kill Catholics too. Vosh in the 1920s, the governor of New York and presidential candidate, was accused of trying to establish a tunnel from the White House to the Vatican and lost the election as a result. I love America. That's fantastic. Al Smith, clown country, true, genuinely like clown country, yeah. The KKK based their shit and pretend to be ghosts. Yeah, because they thought that black people were really superstitious, you know? So they were like, if we, like, they were like, black people are superstitious, so we're going to dress up like ghosts. That'll really scare them. And then they engaged in the practice that would otherwise not be at all scary of going on horseback and rounding them up and lynching them. So, and then they were like, ha, black people are scared of us. See, they're scared of ghosts. It's like me trying to make fun of my superstitious friend by dressing up like a zombie and then shooting them with a Glock. You know, boo. Ha, you're scared of zombies, dumbass. Those aren't real. I say, like, unloading the remaining 21 rounds in my extended mag. Clarify it's a joke, we're autistic. That wasn't a joke. Nothing that I just said was a joke. I mean, I framed it in a comedic way because my livelihood sort of depends on you guys going, ha, $5. But that was all true.